This is a complete history of the first 3 days of our world, created by Mehdi, Tunesi, Brownie, Warrior, Shane and Contra. In the beginning, there were 3 players, Matt, Tunesi, Mehdi and Charlie, Contra. They knew of this world, but they were yet to understand it. They could only have dreamed of the adventure they were about to embark on. After some initial digging and exploration, they found themselves at a cave. A cave they were about to begin calling home. Cue the sound of feverish pickaxes, constant building. Rome wasn't built in a day, but you can fuck right off if we're spending more time on this than we have to. Soon, block by block, everything came together and the main rooms were constructed. Mehdi's room was the mining hub. A bespoke system of strip mines and chests could perfectly accommodate even the beginning prima donna of the mining world. With all the basic amenities in place, the stage was set for a mining adventure like no other. Next up, as Tunesi's room, a Tunesi classic really, a big fuck-off open space with a few torches, a chest and a bed. Luckily, some digging out the back of this humble bedsit revealed a zombie spawner that was destined to become a group's XP farm. Then there was Charlie's room, the last and most complicated of the originals. First characterised by its iconic penthouse suite that looked over Nonce Gardens with its monument dwarfed by each morning's orange-hued rays of the new day's start. Mehdi got quick to work with the decor of his house. As soon as everyone had a bed and some food, kindly donated by the mushrooms about 70 blocks north of the group's abode, he began with cosmetics, settling for an Aztec-inspired pseudo-chic design. Next to expand was Charlie, leaving his penthouse as a work in progress. He began to look down as far as he could, expanding his shag pad into a shad condominium, complete with Fritzl-style basement fixings and group crops. With wheat in Cunt Farm and sugar in Arse Farm. Below Charlie's virgin conversion unit, Mehdi set his eyes to expanding on Charlie's basement farm, using yet another layer of depth. Below the house, designed several bespoke tools. An automated battery farm, where chickens are drowned on daily, whilst their eggs are collected in a chest. An automated sugarcane farm that is the slowest clitting thing you've ever seen. Next to join was Shane, who eagerly began crafting his own home complete with multiple rooms, access to mines and a child gimp named Kyle. Only his neighbour Charlie knew what was to come. The fearless foursome went on many adventures and together shaped the majority of the house and the world as we know it. Initial designs included a ranch and the first major landmark, the Big Nonce, made of cobble and 50 blocks high and proud for all to see. Next, Brownie and Jenkins joined. Jenkins immediately got his mine on and began breaking bricks for his little mining place thing separate to the rest of us. Brownie griefed. So if you imagine the cock of a gnat brushing the colossal labial folds of a blue whale, that is how much of a fuck I gave about his gaff. Next came the deeper level stuff. Charlie experimented with the communal area and getting his shit pushed in whilst others worked on getting it to the end, prepping the enchanting table, etc. for the next major step of their journey. Soon everybody was settled in. Seth's mining stop was a home, and Charlie, being driven from his house like the Native Americans, was forced to scurry into Mehdi's living quarters and give him a blozzer in return for refuge in part of his house. At this point, the grind began. The hunt for diamonds, emeralds and gold was on to begin enchantments and potion brewing. Though most of the group began working feverishly towards achieving progress, Charlie built a swimming pool, and Brownie wrote pedo. Then came the first great tragedy of our story. Charlie discovers the Nether. Ooh. Up until this point, Charlie was yet to really die. He had about 19 levels on him and he decided to help out Mehdi. They, of course, got their shit pushed in. like it was going out of style. Seriously, it was brutal. Those clitting weather skeletons and blazes can't seriously suck my fucking fat one, like, for real. What the fuck? Was this, like, literally total cancer? I wouldn't wish it on my worst fucking enemy. Like, they phase through blocks and shit. Like, what the fuck? Okay. Regardless, not much happened until Shane got on and said, "I'm going to find the end." And you know what? He actually did it. The absolute mad cunt. And thus began the quest for Ender Pearls. It was a long and arduous quest. Charlie finally getting to level 30, no matter how briefly, allowed him to do 2 enchantments, one of which gave him a sword looting 3, which greatly helped the team on their goal, apparently. When the portal was ready, Medi rounded up the troops to fight the Ender Dragon, the very point of their goal, to which they are all except for Brownie and Shane, so off they went as a terrible trio to fight the Ender Dragon. The battle was short and frightful. The battle was short and fruitful for our brave warriors. Brownie getting his shit kicked out of him was but a minor setback, as Medi and Shane fought on with the spirit of battle in their soul. They courageously pushed the Ender Dragon's shit in and returned safely. Brownie, as was tradition on all of our group's worlds, returned to the end to do a reading of the poem, Wake Up. At which point, Medi was waiting for him beside the bed to push his shit in all over again. With the Ender Dragon defeated, the group had story time with Brownie, where they all read good old Wilbert in the second secret den. The next challenge for our gang of misfits was the Wither. After a long chase to get the third and final Wither skeleton's heads, the stage was set for a truly epic battle. Potions and enchanted weapons on hand, our team were ready for the fight of their life. A sad melancholy filled the air. The battle air was thick and foreboding. The Wither was spawned, and everyone sucked down their potions like they thought it was a knob, and Charlie, Jenkins and Medi began swinging at the Wither and calling it a cunt. Shane, whilst admittedly not calling anyone a cunt, decided to forego the killing of the Wither and just start swinging at Charlie, pushing his shit in with 3 deadly hits without actually touching the Wither, leaving our adventurers a man down. Luckily, even a man down, the Wither was no match for our tribe of upstarts, and the Wither soon began to truly understand what it was like to have one's shit pushed in, getting absolutely wrecked within seconds to a total anticlimactic fight. With the Wither defeated, our heroes returned to their home to bask in the spoils of war. Except Charlie, who went into the Nether and lost all his stuff twice before Medi saved the day like a hero, at which Charlie went back to writing this very book. Thus ending that night. The Ender Dragon and the Wither were slain. Our heroes were well decorated and were discussing the future plans. And that's everything that happened up until the morning of the 18th of March. The rest is history. Or rather, our story.